record button on there, and we'll be able to video record the same thing. Now this is the other die. Now I noticed that this foam is still a little bit stiffer than this foam here. Alright, and so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you two different ways. I did this here a little bit earlier just to see how it was going to work. And if you lay it down on here like this, without anything on top, and slide it in there. Here's the buttons. See how it sticks to the platen? Yeah, see it sticks up in there because of the static electricity on it. Yeah. So, what I'm going to suggest to you, let me get this out of here. And also I noticed that since the foam is a little bit stiffer, it doesn't cut cleanly. I mean, it cuts, but you get just a few little straggly things in there. See that? How it hangs in there? Little strings hanging in there in the corners and things. Like that, okay. Now, here's what I'm going to suggest. So when you do your cuts like this, take a sacrificial piece of paper and put right on top of your die. Just any kind of paper that you might have laying around, even carbon paper. Oh, do you? Yeah, and that's exactly what you're doing here too. Because I noticed that after I cut it with the paper, it didn't get away from it didn't stick on the cutting board, and you also get a beautiful clean cut out of it, where all your pieces just knock right out. So you get a really, really clean piece cut out of every one of those. So that's going to be the ticket, is to have a sacrificial piece to cut against, so it doesn't stick to the cutting board or cause any string issues. Not yet. I can do it right now if you want. Well, the compression on the foam, I'm thinking you're only going to be able to get maybe 2 layers on there anyway, as much as that foam compresses. Okay, yeah, that foam is a little bit softer. I noticed it goes down a lot faster and a lot farther on the blade than this, and you can see this foam is a little bit thicker than this foam also. But I'll go ahead and okay, I'll see if I'll go throw 3 on here. And I'm also going to put another sheet of paper on top just for the cutting factor. Okay, now I heard it crunch through the paper, so it should have cut all 3 pieces. Yep. Yep, looks like you're going to be able to cut 3 of them nice and clean. Knock your pieces out. You got 3 sheets nice and cut. So everything all your other dies should work the same way. And we'll go ahead, and I'm going to, you're going to have a couple more of these dies made, right? Okay, yeah, because I mentioned that to Jim, and he said, well, I just made him that die. I said, well, I think they want some spares. So, oh, okay. All right, and I'll go ahead and lay 3 of these on here. and a piece of paper. Well, you got probably a ½ an inch. And I'm using a .813 thick board. That's the board you need for a 937 die without making any adjustments on the press. And that, because that's a factory adjustment right there. And just like that, cut right through the paper also, so you should have 3 nice clean sheets out of that also. Yeah. Yeah, you'll have nice, I mean, the dies look great. I think you'll be real happy with everything that Apple Die makes for you. Well, if you get less foam on there, what you're going to have is you're going to have pieces sticking down in your cavities. You want something to push everything up past your blade. So if you have something that's smaller and lower than your blade, unfortunately everything's going to stick down, or the last piece anyway will stick down in there. You could probably get a couple more layers on there, but the last couple of pieces won't come up out of that die very easily. Oh, this die works great. This is a perfect die design for this machine. And the fact that you're cutting your felt, to have all the ejection foam in here like this is ideal, because you're not going to have a bunch of pieces sticking down inside your dies, especially when you start cutting these things. Nope. Yeah, the more intricate the die, I mean, let me show you one that we have here that we use quite often. This one here is, we've used this for thousands of our demonstrations, and just to show you people how much you can cut. This is our snowflake die. Very intricate. Yep. And this one works great in here with just about, I don't know if it'll do what you do for your fabric. Just barely. And I'll throw a piece of paper on that also. And it just seems like with this type of material, sacrificial paper works wonders for helping this out. Now for this one I do, because the more blade you have on here, see, now this one didn't cut very well through the paper, and you can see this die right here is, I've had this die for 4 years. It's getting pretty old, but you can see it starts to cut, but it just doesn't have what it takes to get through the whole thing anymore. So after 4 or 5 years, you might want to think about having your dies redone. But the nice thing is, with these types of dies, once the pattern's in the board, you can have the rule replaced for half the price of a new die. Yeah, you send your die back and they can put new rule in it for you. And then the cost of laser cutting the board isn't there anymore, because you've already got the board done. Right. Yeah, they'll want their own dies. They probably won't work on anybody else's dies. Right. Oh yeah, this thing, you can see where there's little chips and things inside the cutting area, little strings. I mean, that tells you the blade's getting wore out when you start having that. We've ran this thing through our roller press probably 500 times in the last 3 weeks, just testing our new roller press. Alrighty, well, just, yeah, we are going to be closed. Tomorrow's going to be our last day till we'll be back on January 2nd. So if you have any questions or something, just give us a call after that and we'll get you set up. Thank you. Enjoy your holidays. Bye-bye.